7 cities. This is, of course, Norfolk's very own. Undefeated at 13-0. He brings 9 of his wins by knockout. His first title defense. Official weight 139.3. 139.3 pounds.
A few moments later, a few minutes later.
Yeah, but like I said, I didn't see no signs of that. I don't think none of us could have seen no signs of that in the preparing to the De Los Santos fight. I don't know that. Maybe in the fight before that, in the camp before that, the guys might have had to counsel him about some things, which, I wasn't privy to and didn't hear anything about. But I know for the De Los Santos fight, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary for that fight, And like I said, he said he was drinking so much, that's why he couldn't make the weight. And I never even heard that he drunk. I didn't never seen him take a drink. I never heard that he drink or nothing. And to drink every day during a training camp the way we put him in is crazy. I don't know how he was able to sustain himself, for that time. And if I'm being honest, he wasn't 4 pounds overweight at first. He wasn't. So,
Well, that's news.
He decided that it wasn't a thing he wanted to. He decided he wasn't going to make the weight. So I don't know what that was a decision on him. Like I said, he basically said that. He couldn't make the weight. He said in other interviews, he said, I couldn't make the weight. He said that even when he was after the De Los Santos fight. He said it, I just didn't want to do it. So it was basically on him. He didn't want to make the weight. But whether he blamed it on drinking, whether he blamed it on the mental aspect of things, he just didn't want to make the weight.
That's awesome. So my first question was, do you feel like you outgrowed 135?
Yes, I feel like I outgrow 135, but if you want me to be like honest, like shoot, I feel like, I'm gonna be so honest. Like during that camp, I was like going through like a lot of mental struggles. And how I was getting through it was literally just drinking every single day. In camp, I was basically drinking every day, and I was just hurt, bro, from the previous camp and then the previous camp for that camp. And then things were just lingering on. And, I was beating up limos with a bad mental. I was knocked out Baranchik with a bad mental. So I was just like, man, I can fight. I can do this. Like, if I just get to the fight, then I'd be good. Like real talk, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like because I that was the only reason why I couldn't really lose those extra 3 pounds, because I was just drinking, you know what I'm saying?
What's good, YouTube family? It's your boy KB, back to Get Boxing is Just Do. This your first time on the channel? Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and do your boy a favor, turn that bell icon and hype the video if you're rocking with the video. And let's get right into it, man. So y'all seen a series of clips, man, and Keyshawn Davis, the former WBO 135-pound champion who's now campaigning at 140 pounds. He'll be going up against Jermaine Ortiz January 31st. It's been a lot of controversy and back and forth since he missed weight against De Los Santos by 4.3 pounds. It's been a lot of talk and a lot of different changes since then. And one of the major changes that everybody's talking about is Keyshawn is no longer training with B&B, Bomac and B&B. And, it's been some back and forth about what may have led to the recent split. But, unfortunately, I hate to see it come to this. Keyshawn Davis went on to Twitter and he said, Bomac is out here talking about me. Then he said, Bernie's out here talking bad about him. And the only thing he ever wished them is positivity and things of that nature. And I could see this coming from a mile away. Whenever you're a quality name fighter in the sport of boxing, you split, you make a big change. It's definitely something that's splitting from a world-renowned trainer like Bomac, Brian McIntyre, right? So everybody was going to get to speculating as to what may have led to that. But, with Bernie the Boxer doing interviews and different things like that. And look, shout out to Mill City. He did an interview saying that, pretty much Keyshawn missed weight on purpose. in so many words, right? If he said he could have made weight, he just chose not to. So he elected to miss weight on purpose. He said he didn't see him doing all of the drinking and things that Keyshawn said he was doing all camp. He said he sees no signs of it at all. Keyshawn has been on the record for saying the reason that he couldn't lose the last 3 pounds or so was because he was drinking every day. And it's some, discrepancy as to if he was actually drinking. If you listen to what Bernie was saying on Mill City, he was saying he didn't see him drinking. He had no sign of it at all. No idea that he was drinking in his last camp against Evan De Los Santos. And Keyshawn Davis has went on the Hall of Game with Roy Jones and Andre Ward. And he said, look, couldn't get the weight off because I was drinking every day. Wasn't disciplined, wasn't focused like I needed to be. And I paid the ultimate price. And look, I just want to get my thoughts. I hate to see things like this. This is why I say, as content creators, we got to do a better job at reporting accurately and with integrity. Shout out to Mill City. I know he don't mean no harm, but a lot of what Keyshawn is saying about Bomac and or Bernie the Boxer is coming from interviews done on Mill City. Now, Bomac hasn't done any recent interviews, I don't think. I haven't heard him say anything negative about Keyshawn, but he wishes him the best. And he asks for content creators like the showbiz of the world and different guys to leave his name out of the drama. You've seen it in the little post that I put in the video. So, but Bernie's went on Mill City, but Mill City has been quoting what Keyshawn has been saying, but he hasn't been accurately quoting what Keyshawn has been saying. Keyshawn did say he learned a lot from B&B, Bomac, and Terrence Crawford, and he learned all he could, and he was going to take that and try to build something on his own, much how they got going over there in Omaha. But I know words got lost in translation, and now Keyshawn feels like Bomac and Bernie the Boxer are speaking bad about him, which I think is inaccurate. I understand with the Bernie comments because they're different and they're, opposite of what Keyshawn has put out there in terms of weight, why he may or may not have missed weight. He said it was from drinking. Bernie said, look, he chose not to make weight. That's on him. He wasn't initially 4 pounds overweight, so he indicated that Keyshawn pretty much just blew weight in camp and screwed up an opportunity to make over $1 million and defend his world title. So that's my thoughts, man. I get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about all this. Is it a messy situation? Would y'all like to have seen Keyshawn stay with Bomac? And who do you think he'll end up with? And how does this all play out January 31st? Does this affect Keyshawn in any way, shape, or form going against Jermaine Ortiz? Or is he going to handle business as usual? And as always, y'all let me know if I gave boxing is just do. Because that's what I do over at Just Do Boxing. Till the next one, I'm out. Peace.